The accidental summoning, the ancient text glowed beneath Sarah's fingers as she wiped down the counter at Nebula Coffee House. "This book gives me the creeps," she said to her coworker. "Kai, some customer left it behind yesterday." Kai peered over her shoulder at the worn, leather-bound volume titled Celestial Entities and Their Bindings. His eyes widened at the strange symbols decorating its edges. "Maybe don't read that out loud," he suggested. "Looks like some occult stuff." Sarah rolled her eyes. "Come on. It's just an old book." She flipped to a random page where purple text shimmered against yellowed paper. "Besides, I need something to keep me awake during this dead shift." She squinted at the flowing script and pronounced the words carefully. "Arya Vashnu, Nalorum Quantus." The lights flickered once, twice, then plunged the cafe into darkness. Great Kai muttered, "Power outage, eh?" Soft humming filled the air, growing louder until it vibrated through their bones. The espresso machine began to glow with an unnatural violet light that pulsed in rhythm with the humming. "Sarah, what did you do?" Kai backed away as tendrils of purple mist curled from the machine. Before Sarah could answer, the mist coalesced, expanding and taking form until a woman stood before them. Her skin was a soft lavender hue that seemed to shimmer with starlight. Her flowing gown appeared woven from the cosmos, itself sparkling with miniature galaxies. Her eyes were deep pools of violet energy that fixed immediately on Sarah. "You have awakened, Arya, goddess of cosmic abundance and stellar affection," the being announced, her voice musical yet commanding, "who offers tribute to the Star Empress." Sarah dropped her cleaning rag. I just read from the book," she stammered. "I didn't mean to summon anyone." Arya's expression hardened. "No tribute? No offerings?" She looked around the coffee shop with increasing dismay. "No temple? No altar? Where are my devoted followers?" "This is a coffee shop," Kai said, finding his voice. "In Seattle, 2025. Arya repeated, her perfect brow furrowing. "I have slumbered for 3 millennia. She reached toward the ceiling, her fingers trailing purple sparks. "The cosmic alignment is wrong. The stars have shifted." Sarah approached cautiously. "Can I get you something? Coffee? Pastry?" "You have really good blueberry scones." Arya lowered her hand and fixed Sarah with a piercing stare. "In my time, men would offer gold jewels, entire kingdoms for a moment in my presence." Her voice carried an edge of indignation. "They built temples to house my essence. They composed symphonies to please my ears." "Yeah, that's not really how things work anymore," Kai said. "These days, relationships are more about equality, shared experiences, splitting the check. Arya's voice rose, causing the lights to flicker dangerously. "You expect divinity to pay its own way." The bell above the door jingled as a man entered carrying a worn leather messenger bag. His eyes widened at the unusual scene. "Is this some kind of performance art?" he asked, adjusting his glasses. "Dr. Chen," Sarah said with relief. "This is going to sound crazy, but I accidentally summoned a goddess from an ancient book." "Dr. Alexander Chen, archaeology professor at Seattle University," approached with academic curiosity. "Fascinating," he murmured, studying Arya. "Which pantheon? Mesopotamian? Early Babylonian?" Arya drew herself to her full height. "I am Arya, goddess of the 7th star realm beyond your mortal constellations. My followers span civilizations beyond your archaeological records." "Incredible," Dr. Chen whispered. "Your pigmentation, the luminescence. Your entire physiological structure defies explanation." "You speak strangely mortal," Arya said, tilting her head. For the first time since appearing, her expression softened slightly. "What offerings do you bring to Arya?" Dr. Chen smiled apologetically. "I'm afraid just my intellectual curiosity," and perhaps he gestured to the counter. "A cup of coffee. My treat." "Coffee?" Arya repeated the unfamiliar word. "You'll like it," Sarah said, grateful for Dr. Chen's calm presence. "It's warm and energizing," Arya considered. This then nodded regally. "Very well. I shall sample this coffee tribute." She glided toward the counter, her gown rippling with cosmic energies. Sarah prepared the drink. Dr. Chen approached Arya with cautious fascination. "If you truly are from another time, another realm, even I have so many questions." A scholar, Arya observed. "In my time, scholars were valued nearly as highly as warriors." She accepted the steaming cup from Sarah, sniffed it experimentally, then took a delicate sip. Her eyes widened. "In surprise, this is acceptable?" Dr. Chen smiled. Perhaps we could talk? I'd love to hear about your world, your history. You wish my company without offering gold or riches? Arya asked incredulously. I'm offering conversation, he replied. In exchange? Of ideas knowledge, Arya studied him for a long moment. Strange are the ways of your time, she finally said. But I find myself curious. I will permit this exchange. As they settled at a corner table, the purple glow surrounding Arya dimmed slightly. While outside, the first stars of evening began to appear in the darkening sky, a goddess of stars and a man of science, beginning a conversation that would change both their worlds forever. Modern rules. Ancient heart, your world has changed beyond recognition, Arya said as she gazed through the window of Dr. Chen's modest apartment. The Seattle skyline glittered against the night. Once mortals looked to the stars with reverence now. You drowned them out with your own lights, Alexander. Chen carefully placed 2 mugs of tea on the coffee table. We've evolved differently than you might have expected, he said, joining her at the window. But we still look up. We still wonder. It had been 3 days since the accidental summoning at Nebula Coffee House. 3 days of Arya adjusting to a world that no longer worshipped cosmic deities. 3 days of Alex trying to comprehend the living goddess now residing in his guest bedroom. Your dwelling is small, Arya observed, touching the simple curtains with her lavender fingers. In my time, a man of your standing would have palatial quarters, servants' treasures. Alex smiled. I'm just a professor. Not exactly the path to riches, but I have everything I need: books, knowledge, freedom to pursue my studies. Arya turned to him, her cosmic eyes searching his face. You seek no power? No dominion? I seek understanding, he replied. There's a difference. The goddess moved to his bookshelf. Trailing her fingers across the spines, her flowing gown seemed to contain moving constellations, shifting with her every movement. Your texts contain much knowledge, but little wisdom. She murmured. You explain how, but rarely why. That's what philosophers are for, Alex said, watching her with undisguised fascination. Scientists ask how, philosophers ask why. And which are you, Alexander Chen? Arya asked, using his full name in a way that made it sound like an incantation. He smiled. A bit of both. I suppose. Their conversation was interrupted by a knock at the door. Alex opened it to find Sarah from the coffee shop holding a paper bag. Hey, Dr. Chen, she said, then peered past him. How's our cosmic visitor adjusting? Arya is adapting admirably. Alex replied, welcoming her in, though I'm still trying to explain Netflix and delivery apps. Sarah stepped inside, nodding respectfully toward the goddess. I brought some clothes, she said, offering the bag. Thought they might be more comfortable. Then cosmic formal wear for everyday Earth stuff? Arya accepted the offering with regal grace. You show kindness despite my lack of tribute, she said with slight puzzlement. This defies the natural order. That's friendship, Sarah explained. No. Tribute required later, after Sarah had departed. Arya emerged from the bathroom, wearing jeans and a flowing purple blouse. The goddess looked strangely vulnerable and modern. Clothing, though, her skin still held its lavender glow. These garments are confining yet practical, she declared, turning in front of the mirror.
Oh.
Though they lack proper reverence for my station, Alex couldn't help laughing. Welcome to mortality, he said.
Oh, where?
Comfort usually trumps ceremony. Arya's eyes flashed dangerously. You mock divinity? Not at all, he said quickly. I'm just enjoying watching someone experience our world with fresh eyes. It's refreshing. Her expression softened. Your honesty is unusual, Alexander. When men approached me in temples, they spoke. Only flattery, never truth. I couldn't lie to you if I tried, he admitted. You're literally the most extraordinary being I've ever encountered. Something shifted in Arya's demeanor. You find me pleasing to look upon. You're beautiful, Alex said. Simply, but that's not why you're extraordinary. Your perspective, the history you carry. Your very existence defies everything I thought I knew about the universe. That's what fascinates me. Arya moved closer, studying him. In my realm, men pledged devotion with gifts, with sacrifices, she said, her voice lower. How do your people express such things? Alex swallowed nervously. Usually we start with dinner. The goddess laughed to sound like distant wind chimes. Then we shall have dinner, Alexander. Chen and you shall explain more of these modern customs. Their dinner at a small Thai restaurant near campus drew curious glances. Despite her mortal clothing, Arya's purple skin and luminescent eyes were impossible to disguise. Your kind stares. Arya whispered as the waiter departed. Do I inspire fear? Curiosity, Alex replied. People probably think you're wearing elaborate makeup for a convention or performance deception instead of worship. Arya sighed. How your world has fallen when the check arrived. Arya watched with interest as Alex reached for his wallet. In my time, the mail would provide without question, she observed. In this time, we believe in equality, Alex explained. Many women prefer to pay for themselves, some couples alternate, others split expenses. Arya frowned. What value does a partner bring, if not provision and tribute? Companionship, intellectual connection, emotional support. Alex listed. Love isn't transactional here. At least it shouldn't be love, Arya repeated the word as if testing its weight, a concept your poets have muddled beyond recognition later as they walked along the waterfront.
Arya's skin seemed to brighten under the moonlight.
She stopped suddenly, staring up at the night sky. Her expression grew distant, troubled. What's wrong? Alex asked. I feel them, she whispered. The stars, my original domain, they pull at me even now. She looked at him, her eyes swirling with cosmic energy. My powers dim in this realm, but I am still bound. To them, they will send someone for me eventually, someone. Alex stepped closer. Concerned the Stellar Council, Arya explained. Those who govern the cosmic realms. I was not meant to walk among mortals. My presence here disrupts the balance then. Why did the summoning work at all? Alex asked. Therese gaze returned to the stars, perhaps because part of me wished to be summoned. To escape the endless cycle of worship and tribute, to experience something new. She turned back to him. Your world fascinates me, Alexander Chen. It terrifies me as well, but I find myself reluctant to leave it. I'm glad, he said softly. As they stood beneath the stars, something shifted between them. Arya reached out hesitantly, placing her lavender hand against his cheek. Your heart beats quickly, she observed. Is this fear? No, Alex whispered. Not fear. The goddess leaned forward and pressed her lips to his. A tingling sensation, like gentle electricity, passed between them as they kissed. A shower of tiny purple sparks drifted around them, illuminating the darkness. When they separated, Arya looked as surprised as Alex felt. Curious, she murmured, I have received countless offerings, yet this simple gesture contains more power than all of them. From across the bay, a shooting star streaked overhead. They both looked up, watching it vanish. But only Arya understood the warning it carried. Someone was coming. Between two worlds, the first signs of trouble came when Seattle experienced an unexpected meteor shower. Brilliant purple streaks illuminated the night sky, drawing crowds of amazed onlookers. But Arya watched from Alex's balcony, her expression grim. They're not meteors, she told him, her voice barely audible. They're scouts. Fragments of stellar consciousness searching for me. Alex stood beside her, their shoulders nearly touching. How much time do we have? Days, perhaps less. Arya's lavender fingers gripped the railing. Commander Rena will come herself. She enforces the cosmic laws. None defy her. Over the past 2 weeks, Arya had gradually adjusted to Earth. Her imperious demands had softened into curious questions she developed. A fondness for cinnamon rolls, documentaries about ocean life, and long conversations with Alex that stretched into the early hours. Their relationship had deepened beyond either's expectations. Tell me about her, Alex said. This, Commander Rena. Arya's eyes reflected pinpoints of starlight. She was my closest companion once. We ruled different domains, but our realms were aligned. She governed celestial order, while I governed cosmic abundance. A sad smile crossed her face. Now she will be. My jailer Sarah arrived the next morning carrying pastries from the coffee shop. Have you seen the news? She asked breathlessly. The meteor shower is all over social media. People are saying it's an alien invasion. Not far from the truth, Alex muttered, accepting the coffee she offered. Sarah studied Arya, who stood by the window, her purple skin seeming paler in the morning light. You know something about this, don't you? My people search for me, Arya said simply. I have disrupted the cosmic balance. Can't you just explain you're happy here? Sarah suggested, like interstellar immigration. Arya shook her head. The cosmic laws are absolute. Deities must remain in their assigned realms. My presence here could eventually destabilize reality itself. That seems a bit dramatic, Sarah said, taking a bite of pastry. Alex gave her a warning look. We're talking about laws of physics beyond our understanding. I must return, Arya said quietly, or risk bringing destruction upon your world. There must be another option, Alex insisted, moving to her side. Arya touched his face gently. The longer I stay, the more I change, Alexander. The more human I become, the more my cosmic essence diminishes. Her eyes held his. Soon, I must choose. Between worlds that afternoon they ventured to the university library, Arya, disguised in a hooded jacket and sunglasses, while Sarah kept lookout. Alex and Arya searched ancient texts for precedents for cosmic beings remaining in the mortal realm. Here, Arya said, suddenly pointing to a faded illustration in a Presumerian text, the tale of Ishkar and the mortal maiden. He surrendered his divinity to remain with her. Alex studied the text. It says he became mortal, but retained a fragment of his power, a possibility, Arya murmured, but the sacrifice is permanent. Once divinity is surrendered, it cannot be reclaimed. As they left the library, the sky darkened unnaturally. Storm clouds gathered, though no rain fell, the air crackled. With energy, she's here, Arya whispered. A bolt of brilliant light struck the campus lawn. A perfect circle of grass crystallized into diamond-like substance. From its center rose a figure tall and imposing. Her skin was deep indigo, her armor appearing formed from polished meteorite. Her eyes blazed like twin supernovas. Students scattered in panic as Commander Rena surveyed her surroundings. Her gaze locked immediately on Arya. Protocol violation 7293. Rena's voice resonated with authority. Unauthorized realm transgression. Cosmic entity Arya, you are commanded to return to your designated sphere. Arya stepped forward, placing herself between Rena and the humans. I was summoned, Commander. A binding ritual. Relevant, Rena replied. The ritual should have failed. The barriers between realms are absolute. Her gaze shifted to Alex. Unless there was interference. He is innocent, Arya insisted. The human merely read words he did not understand. Commander Rena's eyes narrowed. You've changed, Arya. Your cosmic signature fades. You're becoming tainted with mortality. Not tainted, Arya countered. Enriched, I have discovered aspects of existence unknown in our realm. Experience emotion, connection, delusions. Rena scoffed. Mortal weaknesses. You were a goddess, Arya. Worshipped across galaxies. Now look at you, diminished, hiding in mortal clothing. Alex stepped forward, despite Arya's warning gesture. She's not hiding, she's living, experiencing, adapting something. Your kind seems incapable of understanding. Rena's attention turned to Alex, her gaze intensifying. You dare address me, mortal. I dare question why cosmic beings with all their supposed wisdom can't recognize growth when they see it, Alex replied. Arya has learned more about existence in weeks here than in millennia of worship. Energy crackled around Rena's form. You have bewitched her, human. Your world has corrupted her essence. That's not true. Arya moved to Alex's side, their hands finding each other. I have chosen to learn to change, then you confirm your violation. Rena raised her hand, a sphere of pulsing energy forming above her palm. The council has authorized retrieval by force, if necessary. Your essence will be purified. Your memories of this contamination erased. You cannot erase what I've become. Arya's own power flared, her purple aura intensifying. She turned to Alex. I must go with her for now to protect you, to protect your world. Arya, no, Alex protested. Trust me, Alexander, she whispered, pressing something into his palm. Find Cooper the astronomer, your university's observatory. Sarah knows him. I will find a way back to you. Before he could respond, Raya stepped toward Rena. I submit to council. Authority, Commander, on condition that this realm remains untouched. Rena nodded curtly. Acceptable, Arya. Sarah called out, rushing forward, but it was too late. In a blinding flash, both cosmic beings vanished, leaving only a crystallized circle. On the grass, Alex opened his hand to reveal a small purple crystal that pulsed with gentle light. Against his skin, he felt it resonating with a message, a single word: wait. The campus security arrived moments later, followed by local news crews. Sarah pulled Alex away from the commotion. What did she give you? He showed her the crystal. We need to find Cooper the astronomer. Cooper's eccentric, Sarah warned. Brilliant, but weird. He's convinced stars are sentient. Alex closed his fingers. Around the crystal? Maybe he's right. As they hurried toward the observatory, the crystal pulsed stronger, almost like a heartbeat. Above them, the sky cleared, but the stars seemed dimmer, as if mourning a loss. The price of Stan Cooper's observatory office was cluttered with star charts, unusual crystals, and multiple computers running complex simulations. The astronomer himself matched his surroundings, wild-haired, intense, and immediately captivated. "By Arya's crystal extraordinary," he whispered, examining it under specialized light. "This contains quantum signatures I've observed in stellar phenomena, but never in a physical object." His eyes met Alex's. "Where did you get this?" "From Arya, Alex," explained a cosmic being who was taken back to her realm instead of skepticism. Cooper's face lit with excitement. "I knew it. I've detected anomalous communications in stellar radiation patterns for years." He gestured wildly to his equipment. "The stars are conscious entities." Alex networked across vast distances. Sarah raised an eyebrow. "You actually believe him?" "Believe him?" "I've been trying to prove it." Cooper hurried to a large telescope. "This crystal is a communication node. Quantum anchor between realms." For 3 nights they worked tirelessly, Cooper calibrating his equipment to the crystal's unique frequency, while Alex pored over ancient texts seeking precedents for cosmic beings, choosing mortality on the 4th night. As Alex dozed beside the telescope, Cooper shouted, "Connection established." The crystal flared brilliantly, projecting Arya's image. Her form was translucent, ethereal, but unmistakably her Alexander. Her voice came through, distorted the council. "Holds me, but I've discovered the ancient law of cosmic transfer." "What does that mean?" Alex asked. Reaching toward her image, "A deity may surrender their essence to a mortal anchor," she explained. "But the price is permanent. My powers, my immortality. All must be surrendered." "You'd become human?" Sarah asked. Tara's image flickered. "Not entirely human, but mortal, finite. The transfer requires precise alignment." Cooper interjected, checking calculations. "Tomorrow night, magnetic field, planetary alignment, crystal resonance, all converge." "The council suspects," Arya warned. "Rena watches me. Commander Rena will try to prevent this. She believes I've been corrupted. We'll be ready." Alex promised. The connection faded, leaving only the softly pulsing crystal. "Tomorrow, then," Cooper said, "we have preparations to make." Chosen Bond's twilight descended over Seattle as Alex, Sarah, and Cooper finalized preparations at the observatory. The crystal glowed increasingly bright as darkness fell. "Energy readings off the charts," Cooper announced, monitoring his equipment. Quantum fluctuations matching patterns from the meteor shower." Alex positioned the crystal in the center of the pattern they'd created, following ancient diagrams. "Will this protect her once she crosses over?" "The transfer circle will stabilize her transition," Cooper explained, "but she'll be vulnerable during the process." Sarah stood watch at the window. "Guys, I think we have company outside." The sky darkened, unnaturally. Stars dimmed, then flared in unnatural patterns. A wind rose, carrying the scent of ozone. "She's coming," Alex whispered. "Commander Rena." The crystal pulsed urgently, as if in warning. Suddenly it flared, brilliant light erupting upward in a column that pierced the clouds within its radiance. Arya appeared, her form translucent at first, then gradually solidifying. "Alexander," she reached toward him, for they could touch. The observatory doors burst open. Commander Rena materialized, her indigo form crackling. "With power, this transgression ends now," she announced. "Rena, please," Arya pleaded. "I've made my choice, a corrupted choice," Rena countered. "Your essence belongs to the cosmos, not this limited realm." Alex stepped forward. "She has the right to choose. You know nothing of cosmic law." Human Rena's eyes flared. "Arya is bound by duties beyond your comprehension. Galaxies depend on her essence. I found another to take my place." Arya explained. "The transfers prepared. My duties will continue." Rena looked stricken. "You would truly abandon eternity for this brief mortal existence?" "I choose experience over observation," Arya replied. "Connection over worship. For the first time, I choose for myself." The commander's expression shifted subtly. The council suspected this outcome. "There is precedent, rare though it is." She turned to Alex. "You understand she will never again walk among stars? That her light will diminish, her powers fade?" "I understand she'll be free," Alex answered, "to live as she chooses." Rena considered this, then nodded slowly. "Then I will not interfere, but I cannot protect you from the consequences." The commander raised her hand toward the crystal. Complete your transition Arya once done you. Cannot return? As Rena vanished in a flash of light, Arya stepped fully into the circle. Crystal levitated, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. Energy flowed between them. It begins, Cooper whispered ARAs. Its cosmic form shimmered, light pouring from her into the crystal, then rebounding, changed, transformed. When the light faded, she stood before them, still purple-skinned but solid mortal, her eyes no longer contained galaxies but reflected starlight. Like any humans might, she stepped forward. Into Alex's arms. I chose this, she whispered. I chose you. Later, as they stood on the observatory balcony under the night sky, Arya looked up at the stars. They seemed so distant now, she said, yet beautiful in a new way. Any regrets? Alex asked, holding her close. Arya shook her head. Eternity was lonely Alexander in all those millennia. I never felt what I feel now. Her lavender fingers intertwined with his. The cosmic laws were wrong. Divinity isn't about power or worship. It's about connection. So, what happens now? Sarah asked. Joining them ex-goddess on Earth seems complicated. Arya smiled. I learn, I experience, I live. She looked at Alex. We discovered together above them a shooting star traced across the night sky. Not a warning this time, but a farewell. As it faded, Arya felt the last whisper of her cosmic connections dissolve, leaving behind something new, something precious, mortality. With all its limitations and all its possibilities, I think she said softly, I would like to try that cinnamon roll again.